Hi, I would like to share with you this scripture is from the book Gospel of Luke. It's chapter 10, um, verses 38 to 42. Now it came to pass as he went that he, Jesus, entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, you are careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Mary has chosen that good part which shall not be taken away from her. Now, these these scriptures right there are talking about an event that happened during Jesus' ministry, that he entered in the house of Mary and Martha, and I mean these two sisters that we find out in the Gospel of John lived with their brother Lazarus, and I mean these two sisters are basically go about serving the Lord in their own unique ways. I mean, one of them sits at Jesus' feet, listens to what he says, and the others just serves serves the Lord by offering hospitality. But as we find out in this this bit of scripture right there, Martha was she was cumbered about with much serving. I mean, she was just so overwhelmed with the things that she felt like she had to do, like putting on a meal for Jesus or something like that, and just that she just sees her sister just sitting there and doing nothing but listening to Jesus, and says, and she says to the Lord, "Do you not care that my sister is, I mean, left me alone to I mean, bid her therefore that she come and help me." And of course, Jesus tells tells Martha, 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 you're so careful and troubled about many things, but there's only one thing that's needed. Uh, Mary has chosen that part which will not be taken away from her. I mean, what would it hurt Martha if she just sat at, at Jesus' feet and just um, listen to him preach about things. I mean, we know of these of people like Mary, Martha, in our own lives. There's some that will basically sit at the feet of preacher or a teacher or anything and listen to what they have to say as long as it's from the Lord. And there are others that will basically serve the Lord by being hospitable to people. I mean, they'll put on meals. They they would make the preacher or teacher feel at home in their houses. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being hospitable. I mean, in fact, Scripture encourages us to be hospitable to strangers. I mean, it says in Book of Hebrews that we should entertain strangers because without knowing it, we could be entertaining angels. I mean, I mean, because if you think back in the Old Testament, there there were times when well, there were times when like Abraham and Lot, they they entertained angels without even knowing it, and well, Abraham didn't know that his visitors were like angels or something like that. I mean, he just he he offered him a place to rest and food to eat. He got his wife to put on a meal for them, and just and they ate, and they basically stated their business and said that excuse me, in about a year or so, Abraham's wife is going to have a child. And of course, in the case of Lot, Lot brought two men into the into his house, and he offered him food, and when the men of Sodom were banging on the door, said, "Bring out these men so that we know them." He stepped out and said, "Oh, please don't do this folly. I mean, you can have my two daughters. They have not known man. You can do whatever you want with them, but please don't touch my guests, because they've it's for this reason that they come under my roof." I mean, Lot was willing to protect his two visitors, and of course when the men of Sodom basically got more violent and forceful, the two guests brought Lot into the house, and they struck the men in the city with blindness, so they worried themselves to find a door. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, we do have these two people. I mean, they're like Mary and Martha. I mean, there's the Mary type who would sit there and listen to what a preacher or teacher is saying, and there's the Martha type who is willing to offer hospitality to the visiting teacher or preacher or whatever. There's nothing wrong with wanting to serve your guests a meal and stuff. However, we should not be so distracted by our trying to serve our guests a meal that we forget that the reason why they came, and it's we see in the Gospel of John that Mary later, after Lazarus is raised from the dead, she takes a jar of perfume and pours it on Jesus' head or on Jesus' feet, and wipes him with the hair of her head, and whole room is filled with the smell of the perfume, and Jesus was saying, why was this wasted and not sold for like a few hundred denarii so that we could feed the poor? Of course, Scripture says that Jesus didn't really care for the poor. He just was a thief, and he stole whatever was put into the bag, and Jesus told her to leave her alone, because it was for the time of his burial that she has kept this, and she has done this. There's a time to serve the Lord with hospitality, and there's a time to serve the Lord by just sitting at his feet and listening to him. There's nothing wrong with being a Mary or being a Martha, but there are times when Lord will have you doing something for him that only you can do. We shouldn't be so hard. We shouldn't be so hard on Martha, because Martha's just doing what she felt in her heart was the right thing to do. She wanted to serve the Lord the best way she knew how, and she felt that her sister wasn't helping, and Jesus just told her that there's only one thing you need to do when it comes to serving the Lord, and that's just to listen to me. And that's pretty much all I have to share with you in this video. So have a good day, and may God bless you.